They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of this place.
Everybody, this your man, Hold the Truth Hostage, where we don't negotiate with lies, only speak to the truth, you know, man. Had to drop in the Caribbean entrance just a little bit, you know, had some of that patois. But this video basically is about, it's about the price of feminism, the price that women have to pay for feminism, and the price that, in all honesty, that basically ensures that they end the continuation of their life at an early point. You see, you know, I had a lot of learning to do, man. You know, one thing I give, once you take that, you know, that red pill, you know, once you take it, man, once you look at life, man, and you know, a lot of people tell me, yo, you look at things too much with an eye of absolution. You look at things too much with, you know, absolute. But here's the thing, man. You only have one life, bro. You only have one life, so are you willing to risk that one life over what? You know what I'm saying? Over what I call, it's like I made a video called, you know, live by the one strike rule. You know, you have to understand, man, you only have one life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other videos will tell you, oh, you got one life, you gotta live your best life and this and that. No, man, we all know that. The question becomes, do you know the price of risking that one life? That's what you gotta learn. You gotta learn the price of risking it. That there is no, you know, I play games, we play video games, you know. You can restart on a game. You know, that's the greatest aspect of playing video games is, you know, you get to die in the game, but you get to restart. But in real life, it's not like that. So you gotta look at this one life you have and think about that. You got one life, one reputation. And in our case, the way the government is so biased and so anti-male with things being done, you know, the government only advertise men when it's time for war and celebrating when men fought and died. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, the rest is the rest is on how much can we how much can we flip the bird towards men. But you know that's what you gotta look at it. You know, they're flipping the bird at you every day. You know, I'm about to record a lot of videos, man. Cause you know what I do is I like to just, you know, pre-record everything. So I'm basically 5 to 8 videos ahead of schedule. That way, you know, 'cause I see a lot of guys recording daily and stuff like that, man. Can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to do this every day. You gonna do something every 2 days, something like that. But let's get to it. So what is the price? The price of feminism, and a lot of women don't understand, is that the price of feminism is to throw away your later years. The price they're demanding you pay when they tell you, well, you know, you're young, you can have all your fun, this and that, is that they're teaching women to throw away their future. Women and men, our futures are in reverse. You know what I'm saying? A man's future and opportunities, you know, it's long term. You know, it's a long term investment and a long term hustle, long term grind. You know what I'm saying? And a thing is this, because we men can have children at any given point in our life, you know what I'm saying? You could choose to, as a man, let's say you're 60 years old, this is when you want to have a child. You know, you get with a young and fertile enough woman, you have a child. What women don't understand is the price of feminism is that they're telling you to throw away that opportunity to become something you only get one chance at. That one chance is at having a healthy child and so on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't understand, well, I'm gonna put it for my later years and all that. No, the later you put it off, the less likely that child will be healthy and the less likely you will have a kid. Now, you know, there's a lot of women, and I know a lot of them here and there, that tell me, you know, I'm too young to have a kid here and there. You know, too young to settle down. And that's the thing a lot of women don't get, is that a woman can't settle down. You can't, because the reason you can't settle down, and to break it down on a, you know, beyond the surface, the reason you can't settle down is because you can't continue to produce children unto your later years. The person that's really settling down is a man. You know, when a man gets with one woman and chooses to have one woman for the rest of his life, he's settling down. Because he's choosing to limit his ability to have more children by settling for your fertility window. That's what a man sacrifices that's what settling down is. That's when a man chooses to be with one woman. He's really settling down because he's saying, no, even though she has a limitation to how many children she can bear me, and you know how fertile she'll be as time passes, and how beautiful and attractive she will be compared to the other women out there. Because you gotta remember, one man could literally, you know, repopulate the world. You know what I'm saying? One man. So the thing is, when women say, "Oh, I'm gonna settle down," and you can't settle down. You know what I'm saying? The only person who can settle down is a man, because settling down involves settling. You know, a man chooses one woman, he's settling for her fertility window and the limitation that comes with that. Now let's get back to the matter at hand. What feminism is teaching women to do is that it's teaching them, and the thing is this, there's a huge sacrifice. The sacrifice is a woman to choose to actually sacrifice her fertility window and her chance at long-term happiness. You know, long-term happiness as in fulfillment as a woman. You know, that fulfillment of, you know what, I had a child, I have a family, this and that. I'm older as a woman, and you know, I have my children I could lean on. I have a stable husband I've been with, or maybe he's not a husband, I have a stable life partner. Because to me, that's the other thing. You don't need to be married to be partners. You don't need that certificate from the government for you to be life partners and all that, you know. But feminism, the sacrifice feminism demands from women is for them to sacrifice their fertility for actually strangers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the feminist thing, it promotes, and you know, I touched up on this on a previous video called, you know, No Independent Women. The sacrifice feminism demands of women is to sacrifice your fertility and your long-term happiness. Because here's the thing. You as a woman, and this is the honest truth, you as a woman, beyond the comfort of you being a woman, the opposite sex, providing a child, You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is the trust of nurturing a man's child. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, why do I say a man's child? You know, they advertise this a lot, you know, women give life and so on, but you can't give life without a man inserting the seed. You know, it's kind of like they're bragging about, you know, that garden, that soil gives life. Yeah, that soil can't give life without someone planting a seed in that damn soil. You know what I mean? So what feminism is all about is a woman sacrificing her youth and energy to strangers. You know what I'm saying? You know, not being with one man, you know, going around having fun with strangers. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, my cat. You know, going around with strangers and all that. Instead of having someone you can trust and have a stability, a stable relationship with, feminism promotes that a woman's success and happiness is about how many strangers she can invite, you know, inside of her, for lack of you know, for the lack of what is it, better words, whatever. You know, feminism is all about programming women to be anti-stable and actually find it being a threat, being threatened, literally saying they're slaves if they provide. And here's the thing about that aspect is that they, feminism is literally told women you're a slave if you work in a household or take care of a family you trust. You're a slave for wanting to bear children with someone you trust that will be by your side. But you're free. You're free when you're going around, you know what I'm saying, having as many strangers as possible. Being completely controlled by your feelings. You know, you feel good, slept with a new dude, you know, thrills and all that. Think about it. In all honesty, feminism is actually insulting women because it's actually telling them their best chance at life is actually having less of a mind and being consumed by their feelings and their seeking of thrills. Literally, feminism is actually insulting women the most. It's actually telling them that their whole life they're better off being more primal and animalistic. You know what I'm saying? Seeking this sexual feeling, that, this thrill, that thrill. But the thing is this, the sacrifice, and I was watching a video with you know, Ostra Dick's channel. You know what I'm saying? He changed it, I think, to AD now. But you know, he mentioned a very good phrase he coined. You know, he said, you as a woman, you have all this energy in your youth to take care of your children and so on, you know. So when you get older, those children have grown, you got less work to do. You got a slower ride. And now what do you see with feminism? A lot of women in their late 30s or you know, mid 30s, early 40s are trying to have children. You have a high rise in autism. Think about it. It's actually telling a woman that you should give birth later on. You should actually seek to give your children mental illnesses. Actually, you should seek to bring them into this world with more pain and you know what I'm saying, deficiencies. You know what I'm saying? Instead of seeking to have them at your healthiest and at your strongest, you should have your children when you have less energy. You know what I'm saying? When they're more of a burden and stress to you. And another thing, They're doing it. I'm gonna touch up on another video, but that's. But the thing is this: feminism is all about women sacrificing what has been instilled forever. You know what I mean? There's always been government. That's the thing. A lot of people talk about. We had to vote. No, no, no. You don't need to vote to form a government. A government is literally a group of men that have agreed to certain things to maintain things and have it progressing. That's what a government is. So that means even during the caveman days and all that, we've always had a governing body of men, you know. But what feminism has done is that it's literally programmed women to actually hate and despise stability with a man. You know what I'm saying? To actually be more primal and animalistic, seeking more sexual encounters with strangers. You know what I'm saying? People you don't know. But you do know one thing though. You know the feeling they can provide you. So it's basically that. Feminism, the price of feminism is that, and the thing is this, it makes women ignore that they have a limited time to actually have a child and actually maximize their opportunity and health to have a family. You know what I'm saying? To actually attract a man that wants to give them a family. Because that's the thing, man. The woman is the soil, the man is the seed. Provides the seed and she is the soil, whatever. But, feminism in actuality has trained women to find loyalty in everything that is unstable. And actually, feminism actually plays a card to make women actually appeal less intelligent. You know what I'm saying? That's what it does. It makes them look less intelligent. Hold the truth hostage, where the truth was so important we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now this is part two of the price of feminism. Now the other thing is this: the biggest aspect a lot of women don't understand is the price. When it started, it was all about women getting more rights so they can reflect their grievances. And that's a positive. You need a way for women to, share their grievances and allow the governing body to pay attention to that. The problem is, and I touch up on this a lot of times, the problem is when the government gives, when they gave women the right to vote in 1920, the government did this knowing and allowed it because the government had a major loophole. The loophole was this: that if 500,000 men vote, 450,000 women vote, we'll count all the votes. We won't equalize it based on the sexes. As in, since only 450,000 women voted, and we'll only count 450,000 of the male votes. That way you don't have a way where the government seeks to appeal to one sex to obtain the votes they require. And that's what we're in right now. Now, the other sacrifice feminism demands that women don't pay attention to is that it demands that they sacrifice their future and are sacrificing their eldership as older women to be respected by the younger women and to actually present to them some valid perspectives of moving forward. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a rarity where you would see a lot of, women not having a husband or any stability. Now it's become, it's the majority now. What is it now? I think It's over 80% single mother, unmarried in the black community. Then it's over, basically on average, it's over 60%, you know. And what feminism did is it destroyed. Now imagine, remember what I told you about that loophole, the loophole the government left behind where it doesn't equalize the votes based on the sexes. What the government did with feminism, and what a lot of women don't understand, is it made them the perfect pawn on the chess table. You see, women don't go to war, women don't do as much, they're not the majority workers on the dangerous jobs, mines, construction, and so on. So women don't die as much. So the government has an endless amount of female voters. So what the government did with feminism is it used that as a tool to weaponize women. A lot of women think, it's weaponizing us against men. But in actuality, it's weaponizing women against their fellow woman. You see, what happens is, with feminism being all about anti-stability and depending on a man, is that it promotes openly that you as a woman shouldn't be a wife. You shouldn't be dependent on any woman, any man at all. You should be dependent on the only thing stable is a job that's fluctuating and changing as the technology switches, whether that job is useful, and the government, the ever-changing parties that are constantly being voted in and out. The government isn't stable. You know what I'm saying? So what it did is it weaponized women against two things. Weaponized them against men, but mostly it weaponized women against themselves. You see, it promotes openly that when a woman's younger, she should basically open herself up to more strangers in her life. You know what I'm saying? Having a higher sex count, as she is younger. And the reason for that is it opens up her loyalty to strangers, her loyalty to determining that her joy in life is actually being around strangers and that she is consumed by her feelings. Now here's where it weaponized women. What it did is, against women, is that what it did, it basically, with no fault divorce, child support, and so on, what it did is it weaponized women to be an antagonist to the stability of the family. What a lot of women don't get is this. When they've made no fault divorce, child support, a biased family court that operates outside of the factual court, the regular court that finds justice and all that, that is armed with abilities that rival the CIA and FBI as they operate on their own. And what it did is it weaponized women to destroy their own family values and establishment based on their feelings. Since there's no fault divorce, if a woman wakes up today and doesn't feel right, she could divorce her husband. No questions asked, destroy that family based off her own feelings. And then you have a majority of feminism tell women, any woman that stays at home, that is loyal to a stable family and a household that provides for her loved ones, that's actually working and doing laundry, cleaning for her husband, someone she could trust, that is more loyal to her than the government, that is more stable than the government, that will stand by her side without votes, without party lines, and so on. It's a negative. And what that's done is it allowed a lot of women, and it promotes that sacrifice. You must sacrifice your husband. You must sacrifice your fertility and youth. You know what I'm saying? And what it's done is it's turned older women that used to be looked up to as elders to the younger women into competition. They're seeking to compete and attack the younger women. That's why you have a war where whenever a man, I think it was, I forget the celebrity's name. Yeah, I think Ben Affleck right now is dating a chick that's 20 something, and he's 50 or something. Then, Leonardo DiCaprio, who's dating, models and stops dating them at a certain age, which should be his choice. But because those older women no longer can use their appeal of youth to compete with the younger women, what they do is they shame and attack the older men that are choosing to be with the younger women. Really, what they're doing is they're indirectly attacking the younger woman from capitalizing and utilizing her youth to have a man be around her. Because the thing about a woman's youth is her youth is the window to get pregnant, have a healthy child, and have a level of loyalty that is binding the man by blood since she had his child. But a lot of the older women, since feminism demands that they sacrifice their womanhood, they sacrifice any stable relationship to have more activity with strangers, men you don't know, that you just know that they can make you feel good. As in, it programs women to operate blindfolded, where they literally drive and navigate their lives through their feelings. You know what I'm saying? This man's gonna make me feel good. That man's gonna make me feel good. That feel good, to the point where those women who slept around with many men, become addicted. You see, a lot of men, they don't put this on women. They become addicted to not just sex, but they become addicted to their feelings. They become consumed by their feelings to the point where they can no longer place that in the back burner or as secondary beyond the priority of having stability. That's why you see a lot of these women at age 40, not married, complaining and angry because they've been consumed by feeling good. They can no longer operate on a narrative where they place their priority of stability, which requires a level of thinking and notions. So what feminism has done is it's armed and made the older women antagonistic towards the younger women. You know what I'm saying? It's basically made them at odds and basically fighting each other. You know what I mean? At war with one another. Instead of, okay, when I was young, I did, I found my man, I settled, women can't settle. Like I said, a man can settle because a man is settling to that one woman's ability to breed. Her limitations. That's why a man is the only one that could settle. You know what I'm saying? It basically, a woman allows herself to be with a man, a good man. You know what I'm saying? But what's happened is, since feminism has broken down the structure of a woman depending on the stability that a man would provide, it's left these older women bitter and angry towards, it's not that they're angry that, they didn't get married or found somebody. They're angry that they can no longer live in that illusion where all they do is follow what feels good. You know what I'm saying? Being consumed by what feels good and not having to think or care. You see, and the more bodies a woman has, a lot of the MGTOW and, red pill community like to talk about, her inability to pair bond. But, they leave it at that. They don't go further. The more she sleeps with men, the strangers, the more she becomes, as I said, consumed by feeling good above all. You know what I'm saying? And the older she gets, the less access to feeling good she has. You know, when she's in her, let's say, 20s, she could feel good at any time. She can make a call. She's at her youth and all that. She can make a call. Basically, you gotta look at what feminism promotes is an addiction to a drug that you get more of this drug based on how young and fertile you are. That's what you gotta look at. That's what it did. And another thing it's promoted is them sleeping around, putting themselves at risk to STDs, sicknesses, you know what I'm saying? All those, and opening themselves to that. Then removing the level, and as it's done with removing shame or anything like that, it's made women more able to operate. When it's not shamed that all you have to offer is WAP, you know, as a whopper, you know what I'm saying? That's what we calling them now, they whoppers. You know what I'm saying? As a whopper, all you got to offer is WAP. You know what I'm saying? You got nothing else. When that WAP actually deteriorates as you get older, it's no longer as attractive as the younger women, the younger WAPs. You know what I mean? The ones that can provide a youthful WAP. So it weaponized women against women. So, but what women do, they attack other women indirectly. For example, like I said, you know, DiCaprio's with a younger woman. You know what I'm saying? Ben Affleck was dating a younger woman. Who else? What's my man's name? Forget his name right now. But you know, he was dating a younger woman, but women don't like to attack each other directly. So they'll attack through the man indirectly. They'll say it's a shame that this older man is dating a woman of age that's, you know, 20 years below him. When in actuality, they're both adults. But what they're basically doing is they're taking opportunities away from that younger woman to be happy with an older man. You know what I'm saying? With a man in general. Because they can't compete with that younger woman's youth. So they have to attack that younger woman indirectly. And what you have, because of the way feminism has been used to destroy and destabilize the family, to create an economic boom of consumerism and increase of STDs and overall domestic violence, the prison facility increase. You know what I'm saying? There's an economic reason behind the whole, you know what I'm saying, pro single mother household and all that. It's an economic reason for that. Because when a woman doesn't have a man and the children don't have a man, they become open. They're wide open towards advertisement, towards government programs. They're wide open and easier to take and manipulate. You know what I mean? So to me, that's one aspect of it. And feminism is all about a woman sacrificing her awareness of what it means to be a woman. And what it's created is it's created a loop that women before no-fault divorce weren't in this loop. You know, you would see the older women talk to younger women. You know what I'm saying? They'd let them know, you know, you could have a good life, you could start a family and so on. But what it's done is it's created a loop where women will just keep going in circles. That's why you see, you see women at age 50 still on Instagram trying to be nude and so on. It's created a loop of continuous competition between the younger woman and the older woman, even though the older woman is outdated and no longer can provide what she could in her youth, which is a healthy child and energy to be nurturing of that child. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's created. Feminism has weaponized women against women. You know what I mean? And another thing it's done, and I touched up on this, my video series, Feminism Fuels the Future. The biggest thing it's doing also is that it's weaponizing society to seek a replacement for women. You know, a replacement between men and women having sexual intercourse to actually breed. You can watch my series, Feminism Fuels the Future, and you'll see what I mean. I plan to touch up on that in part 3. This has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Peace.
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces